Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I'm concerned the Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos' stressful life has her putting Chalk Chapel over everything else. Her relationship is her priority. The Golden Bachelorette star Joan Vassos shared that new stressors have been taking a toll on her life. And with Chalk Chapel's refusal to leave Kansas, it's possible Joan's putting her relationship over everything else. Throughout the run of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Chalk and Joan had the opportunity to get to know each other in a unique way. While the couple had spent the duration of the season trying to connect and building their foundation, the time between the show's filming ending and the finale airing allowed them to be together in an isolated way, strengthening their relationship. Joan and Chalk have been fairly public about what's happening in their lives after the Golden Bachelorette, which I've appreciated as a fan. I enjoyed their connection throughout the season, despite the many criticisms of Chalk's behavior. And I've loved the way Joan's included Chalk in her content as she's become more social media savvy. While I'm happy with the way things appear to be going for the couple, I'm concerned that Chalk's not holding up his end of the bargain when it comes to their proposed NYC move. It appears Joan could be prioritizing her relationship over her desires. As Joan has moved forward after her time as Golden Bachelorette, she's been sharing a lot about her life in the aftermath, especially with Chalk and Tao. Though she and Chalk have been dealing with a long-distance relationship for months, the pair have been spending as much time together as they can. Joan and Chalk's relationship has been a joy in both of their lives. But with Joan in Maryland, while Chalk is in his home state of Kansas, the couple have struggled to figure out what they should prioritize when it comes to their location for spending time together. As Chalk and Joan have been learning more about each other and what they want to share, I've been happy to see Joan making an effort to create content that really shows where she and Chalk are in their lives. Though their relationship was glamorized for a time during the Golden Bachelorette, Joan has been committed to sharing the fact that she and Chalk are still figuring their lives out. I enjoy their relatable content, and I've liked seeing them grow as individuals as well as in their relationship throughout the last few months, especially in the most recent weeks. Although Joan has been enjoying her life after being the Golden Bachelorette with events, appearances, and time to connect with her fellow Bachelor Nation alumni, she's also been dealing with a lot of stress. After sharing that some stressors in her life are larger than others, Joan has been somewhat more open about herself independently online than her relationship with Chalk. While things are stressful, it's clear that she's still doing well after the strenuous Golden Bachelorette season. Even so, Joan's been dealing with a lot when it comes to her relationship with Chalk and the public's perception of them. With Joan feeling stressed, it's clear that there are problems she has that she hasn't divulged online or to fans. Having been paying close attention to the former Golden Bachelorette star over the last few months, I think Joan's new stressors have a lot to do with her relationship and the struggle of finding somewhere for her and Chalk to coexist. While the pair shared that they were interested in moving to New York City after the show's finale, things have been moving quite slowly in terms of finding real estate or making moves. Chalk may be the holdup. Although there have been happy moments in their relationship, Joan and Chalk have been facing some issues surrounding their current situation, which are likely causing Joan some excess stress. While Joan has been happy about the couple's potential move to New York City, she's been doing a lot of the looking when it comes to finding a space for the couple. Joan has been doing the majority of the traveling to seek out real estate and then visit Chalk, who's been staying fairly stationary in Wichita, Kansas. Chalk agreed to an NYC move, but doesn't appear interested in pursuing it. With Chalk putting in so much less effort into the move, Joan's been stressing herself out by doing double the work. Though traveling back and forth between NYC, her home in Maryland, and Chalk's home in Kansas is still a luxury, it's likely been very taxing on the former Golden Bachelorette. As Joan's been doing the heavy lifting, it's been clear that she wants Chalk to step in and help, and some are suggesting she may have already given up her NYC dreams to move to Kansas, giving Chalk his way. Joan's been trying to find a solution for both. Joan Vassos embarked on her journey as the Golden Bachelorette with the promise of second chances, rekindled romance, and a love story written in golden hues. But as the fairy tale unfolded, something became increasingly clear. Joan's life, marked by deep emotional ties and lingering responsibilities, seemed to weigh heavily on her decisions. And now, as the competition narrows and her heart pulls in different directions, I can't help but be concerned that Joan's stressful reality is causing her to prioritize Chalk Chapel over everything else, perhaps even to her own detriment. From the start, Joan's story was one that resonated with so many. A widow who had already walked through the fire of grief, she stepped into this new chapter with grace and hope. Her journey wasn't just about finding love again. It was about allowing herself to believe she could. Yet that hope came with its own burdens. Joan has always been a caretaker, a woman who places others' needs ahead of her own. And now, in this grand pursuit of romance, she seems to be doing it again. Only this time, it's Chalk Chapel at the center of it all. Chalk, a charming and emotionally intelligent man, quickly became one of Joan's strongest connections. There was an undeniable chemistry between them, a meeting of souls that made them seem destined for each other. But as their bond deepened, so too did Joan's attachment to the idea of stability he represented. For someone like Joan, who has spent years prioritizing family over personal desires, it's easy to see how the security Chalk offers could be magnetic. He's reliable, he's communicative, and he's seemingly ready to be the person Joan can lean on. But what worries me is that this might not be about love as much as it is about safety. Joan's stressful life is no secret. She has spoken openly about the deep love she still holds for her late husband, the immense responsibility she feels toward her children, and the way grief has shaped her perspective on love. She's also made it clear that her family will always come first, and that any man in her life needs to fit into that structure. This is an admirable and deeply relatable stance. But does it leave room for true passion? For choosing a relationship not out of obligation or practicality, but because it sets her soul on fire? Chalk is, by all accounts, a great guy. But is he Joan's great love? Or is he simply the best option given her overwhelming sense of responsibility? Throughout the season, Joan has displayed a pattern of self-sacrifice. She left the Bachelor franchise once before to care for her family, and now she is approaching love with that same cautious, duty-bound mindset. She wants a partner who fits seamlessly into her life, not someone who disrupts it, even in the name of passion. And while that's understandable, it's also concerning. Love, at its best, should be about balance. It should be about a give and take, where both people uplift each other without one constantly bending to accommodate the other. Chalk, to his credit, has shown a willingness to be Joan's rock. But as he becomes the focal point of her journey, I worry that Joan is putting his needs and the perceived expectations of what a stable partner should look like ahead of her own desires. One of the things that drew people to Joan was her genuine spirit. She's warm, compassionate, and deeply caring. But those same qualities can sometimes become a burden when a person continuously places their own happiness second. Joan has lived her life in service to others, and she deserves a love that prioritizes her in return. As the finale approaches, Joan is standing at a crossroads. She must decide if Chalk is truly the man who makes her heart race, or if he's simply the safest choice. The stress of making such a decision is undoubtedly immense. Does she follow her heart wherever it may lead? Or does she take the path that feels most stable, the one that ensures she never has to feel alone again? There's no easy answer, and only Joan can truly know what's best for her. But I can't shake the feeling that the weight of her life, the obligations, the grief, the pressure, might be influencing her more than she realizes. Love should be a sanctuary, not another obligation to manage. So, as we watch Joan navigate these final moments, my hope is that she chooses herself above all else. That she listens to her own heart, free from the expectations of others. Because while Chalk may be the right choice in terms of stability, the real question is whether he's the right choice for Joan's happiness. At the end of the day, the Golden Bachelorette isn't just about finding love. It's about finding a love that's worth fighting for. And Joan, after everything she's been through, deserves nothing less.